Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah.
A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to HJN. So today's episode is, simply put, going to be a little more simplistic because I feel like I might have gone somewhat over the top last time. I talked a lot about apocalyptic events, and it became a spontaneous sense of communication between myself and all of you. So here is where I'm just going to get a little more simplistic here and somewhat more to the point at this time around. So I'm just going to simply talk about points of interest, because after all, if you're into sports that have anything to do with adventuring outside, then well, especially for those who are thrill seekers in the mountaintops, or for those, of course, who happen to do a lot of sledding, skiing, snowboarding, paragliding, or free falling, or hundreds of things that take place in the mountaintops, then well, hear me out here, because after all, I did play the game Steep, and it was pretty awesome for what it was. You were able to snowboard, ski, paraglide, even use a wingsuit. As fun as it is, I mean, I might as well just simply point out the fact that, well, that game actually was set in several different areas throughout the world, including Alaska, the Swiss Alps, the Korean mountaintops. I mean, it was amazing. A game like that happens to be centered upon such large amounts of land like that all throughout the world, and I am quite honest about this because, after all, those are only 3 places there. If they could have had other points of interest out there that we could have probably explored at the time, then well, they probably could have put down things like the Appalachian Mountains, the Rockies, the same mountainous region where Everest is in Nepal, and many others here and there. I mean, the possibilities are almost endless at this point. But I guess that's just a lot of missed opportunities there, or they might have run out of time, who knows. But the game itself has had a lot more than just that. The points of interest, as they're called, were basically spots where you can go venture out and explore, and try to find certain areas where you could possibly go to unlock new opportunities to play certain rounds and stages, and to participate in certain competitions and the like. It was certainly a lot of fun for me to go explore out in an open world game like this that had sports, adventure, and some comedic relief, actually, because some of the dialogue can actually be kind of funny at times. But I will say for sure, other than Steep being one of the best ever sort of games that I might have ever had the irony of playing, based on snowboarding, skiing, or just snow sports in general, I'd say the game has a pretty unique charm in terms of how it has a more open world sort of realm to it, regardless of which location in the world you're at, and the many points of interest that they have on each map reminiscent of certain landmarks throughout the world. As I've mentioned, there are at least 3 of them that you could use. They're the Korean mountains, Alaska, and the Swiss Alps, for the most part. But as I've said earlier, it would be great to have new opportunities lying around, like the Rockies, the Appalachians, Everest terrain, and I don't know a whole lot there, but still, that would just be incredible to know. And it would be even more incredible to get to find out what other stuff could we possibly find out in that game. But here in 2020, I guess not many people are going to talk about it, but it's great for me to simply bring something up that's only 4 years old at this point. But, I mean, that's not saying much. The game has definitely had a lot to do with the kind of sports that we don't normally associate ourselves with as Americans. No pressure, but that's pretty much it that I got to talk about in this episode. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.